Hello. Hello to everyone in the chat. If you're watching, please let me know. Give me a comment or give me a short message in the comments there. As the title states, this is, or as the description states, we are on the Dude Ranch, the official multiplayer server of the Three Dudes Gaming Network. And I'm the only one on this morning, so thought I would jump on and spend a little bit of time with the multiplayer server and do a little harvesting this morning. Let's see if we can find a truck and a tipper. I'm not really sure where folks have left stuff. Kind of just everywhere, it looks like. I don't know why we have the case, but that's okay. Let's see. There's a tractor and tipper right up here. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the stream. As the description of the video states, I'm on the Dude Ranch. This is our official multiplayer server of the Three Dudes Gaming Network. And we've got a multiplayer server set up running Pinecove Farm, so not to be confused with the version or with the Let's Play that I'm doing on Pinecove Farm, because it is separate maps. We're doing things much different. Obviously, not running the Seasons mod on the multiplayer server, but just doing a little bit of harvesting this morning here on field number 3, which I believe is planted in wheat. And hope you all are having a wonderful Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, whatever the case might be, wherever your neck of the woods happen to be. If you're watching, say hi in the chat. I'd like to know who's out there, who's watching. I'm the only one on the server right now. Not sure if anyone else will come along. But I appreciate you watching. And as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, this is the official Three Dudes Gaming Network multiplayer server, the Dude Ranch. You can check out the Three Dudes Gaming Network. I've got a link down in the show description down there. And this is Pinecove Farm, but this is a different Let's Play or a different game save from my Let's Play series. So we're not, you haven't missed anything if you're following my Pinecove Farm. Hey, Rubber Burner. Alright, at work again. No big deal. Hope your Saturday and work and everything is going well. Get up here and empty him before he makes his turn, because this is, you can go all the way down once, but you can't make it back up on before emptying. But yeah, so if you're following my Let's Play on Pinecove Farm, then certainly don't get confused, because we're not in... we haven't yet reached harvest season, since we're playing with Seasons mod. Obviously we're not running the Seasons mod on the server. And so we'll let this guy sit here, and we'll go and see if we can grab the front end loader and do some cleanup after the animals. Just a little bit anyways. Might as well while I'm on the server. And the animals are obviously messy. Yeah, for you guys watching, check out Rubber Burner Gaming's channel. He has recently started doing Let's Plays, and does a fantastic job. So check his channel out there. Well, it's slow here on the multiplayer server, that's for sure. I was hoping that I might catch some other folks on this morning, although according to the server logs, things have been a bit slow the last couple of days. picking anything up? No. Did some recording this morning on my next series, or my next episodes of both Pine Cove Farm as well as Law Folds, and so got that done. Then thought, well, I'll do a little bit of live streaming and see if anyone's on the multiplayer server, and at least check the status of the server, make sure everything is running fine with it, and it basically is, as I run into the fence. A little bit of lag there. And then of course I advanced it into the next game day because it was getting kind of late on the previous game day, and of course the animals need to be cleaned up here. Pigs, they're a messy bunch for sure. And that'll do it for the pigs. Yeah, we got hay, we got straw, we got a little bit of everything on this map. Looks like somebody dropped some manure there. Should probably invest in those automated little cleaning robots. And there we go. We'll run down here and see if we need to empty our combine, which I'm sure we will. I haven't been on the multiplayer server for about a week. It was a fairly busy week at work for me, and which is sort of leading up to what may be another busy week of work for me. I'm going to have to travel down to our other office down in Colorado Springs on Monday, actually. So that's going to get the start of the work week kind of off on the wrong foot because of having to deal with traffic, and hopefully the weather is going to be okay. Alright, and he'll go off and do his thing. We'll sort of run up here really quick, use our bionic running abilities, and get up here and go ahead and go put this guy away. If I can remember where I found it. I will tell you that nothing is where I originally placed it in the original setup, but that's okay. It's not a big deal, but it's just kind of hard. It's kind of hard for me to remember where everything is because I'm getting confused with the fact that where I store things on my Pine Cove Farm Let's Play series is not where things are being stored here, so I think probably this was up here. Let me pick up this. Can I pick up that? What is that? Pig food. Get the pig foods picked up out of the middle of the road. And get the little piggies fed. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Here in the U.S., good morning. If you're outside of the U.S., well then good afternoon, or maybe even good night, depending on where you might be. Alright, let's see. Let's go back over here. Multitasking this morning on the multiplayer server. And he's good to go. Bipolar Prophet, hey man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Good morning to you. Guessing it's almost lunchtime out east where you guys are. Rubber Burning Gaming. I know he's out on the east side of the of his country, of Canada. And let's see, what else can we do? Let's see how the animals are faring. And again, I will just say that if you are following my Let's Play series on Pineco Farm, don't worry. We haven't progressed time really quick and everything. This is a different, we've run in Pineco Farm on the multiplayer server as well. But this is a different game save and everything. So let's see, looks like they got waters okay, grass, power food. Let's get in this tractor here and see if it's hooked up. We'll get it hooked up here. It'd be lunchtime if I got up earlier. I know the feeling. Although I didn't really get up earlier. I slept until about 6, I guess, which is funny because on okay, who turned that on? Let's okay, I gotta get out to do that. On Saturday, the weird thing is on Saturday I almost always wake up at regular manual filling at regular time, and but on Sunday, for whatever reason, strange reason, I can do a little bit better job of sleeping a little bit later. Drop this down here. Somebody turned on automatic loading, so when I ran under the spout, it gave me pig food, and I didn't want pig food. I want some grass. And we'll fill up with some grass here. Looks like we need to sell quite a bit of stuff here on the map as well. And grass. Hello, DC. Good morning to you. Yeah, I'm usually up about Monday through Friday. I'm usually up about 5:15 or so, and I like to get in the office early, and get my day done and get home and everything, especially as the days are starting to get a little bit longer. I'll tell you, it's nice to get in the office early and get home, around 4:30, 5 o'clock or so if I can, and take advantage of the extra hours of daylight and everything. So yeah, I try to do that. I've not always been an early bird though, man. I tell you what, during my younger years, I used to stay up late and I'd sleep late. Doing fine, DC. Doing fine. Just on the multiplayer server this morning. Thought I would check it out, see what needed to be done, and time needed to be fast forwarded, so I went ahead and did that. And I'm just kind of doing a few other odds and ends here as I'm harvesting a field of wheat as well. And I thought I'd do a live stream. I was going to do ATS or ETS2, but let's see what else they needed. So grass was good, so power food. Need some power food. Well, that's back over. Well, we might have some in the silo here. We'll see if we do. If we do, obviously this will be the oldest of the bunch. Let's see, we got power food in here. TMR forage, we sure do. We'll get it out of here. Yeah, we need to do a big cell. A big cell. Anyway, I hadn't been on the multiplayer server in about a week and thought I would get on and see if anybody was on and see what needed to be done. And like I said, I did go ahead and fast forward time because it was late in the day on the previous game day, so went ahead and pushed the time forward. And also, like I said, we've got doing some wheat, harvesting some wheat out on field 5, I think it is. And just been kind of tending to the animals here, keep them running at 100% if we can. Of course, I mean, the last hadn't been 5 minutes, I doubt, since I cleaned this. And it's already, animals have already spilt their food again. So if anyone's watching the stream that's not familiar with the Three Dudes Gaming Network, I put a link down in the description under the video, and this is our official multiplayer server. And so I won't tell you that it's active a whole lot, but generally on the weekends we've got folks coming in and out. I bet our combine needs to be emptied. And we'll leave this here and just run down because we've got bionic superpowers. Yep, he does. And I'm just gonna take the lazy approach here, and it's gonna kill some of our crop, but it looks like we've got so much crop in storage that I doubt we'll miss the few little stalks of wheat that the tires ruin. crop. And we'll go ahead and take this on down and dump it. Looks like somebody, maybe Duck Zorley, has been doing some mowing, so we need to pick that up. Lots to do on a busy multiplayer server, especially a big map like this. Of course, the thing is, we may start hitting some of the max on this silo if we're not careful. That's why I say I think we need to organize a multiplayer party and get some extra trucks and tippers and tractors and tippers and haul all this stuff away and sell it. Let's see. Wheat. 200 and something thousand. It's a lot easier to keep an eye on the chat and interact with people with FarmSim than it is with ETS2 and ATS. At least for me it is. And it's funny because with FarmSim I do a lot of third-person driving just because I think folks enjoy that a little bit more on the recorded episodes and such, because your view is so limited in cab. But and I can drive this truck and this tipper just fine in third person view, but trying to drive in third person in ATS or ETS2, I can't do it. I just honestly can't do it. And of course the speeds and everything are a lot different. You know, top speed driving this tipper around is, I don't know, 40, 50 miles an hour. Ground physics and such are quite different in FarmSim than it is in ATS and ETS2. Of course, ATS and ETS2, it's a lot better. It's a lot more realistic. They've actually put the physics in place where you can actually roll a tractor and tipper. And FarmSim, it's near impossible to not. It can be done, but it's not as certainly not as easy. Alright, we'll put this away. Actually, what we can do is we can go look at the compost situation, see if the compost plant's functioning. Maybe haul some straw up there. Again, if you don't, I haven't been here in a week, so it's let's see, do we even have straw in here? We do. Straw. know everyone has busy things going on the weekend, so thanks for stopping by, popping in, popping out. I know you guys are all busy just like me. As a matter of fact, I've got a honey-do list that I'm going to have to get started on here shortly this morning. It's coming up on 9:15 here in Colorado, and have to get on that honey-do list, or otherwise I will get on a list with my wife. And I know you guys know, if you are married or with otherwise involved, then you know that if the wife isn't happy, nobody's happy. I believe we've got the digestate stuff going as well, making some fuel here on this map. At least I think we are. I believe we were trying to get that going one of the last times I was on the multiplayer server. Yeah, my wife is not feeling very well either. As a matter of fact, I'm a little upset at Amazon because my wife likes, there's a DVD series that she likes, and so I got her the full episode DVD collection, or whatever it's referred to as. And I ordered it on Wednesday, and we've got Amazon Prime, so 2-day shipping is free, and so it would have been here on today. Well, it was an extra $2. It said to have it delivered by yesterday, Friday, by 8 p.m. Well, Friday came and went and did not get the delivery. So I was chatting with Amazon last night, complaining and essentially requesting my $2 back, and they also gave me a credit as well. I mean, I still want the DVDs, but I doubt very seriously if they'll come today, because they actually shipped them FedEx, and so I think as a general rule, unless it's specifically deemed for Saturday delivery, I doubt very seriously if FedEx is going to deliver them. But, oh well. We'll take some of this over here and get these, get our little compost bagging operation going. Yeah, I've got to say, I mean, their customer service is pretty good. I mean, it literally was. I had to wait about 2 minutes for a chat representative to come on, but that's okay, because it was a lot more convenient for me to do this via chat than it would have been to have had to have picked up the phone and all of that kind of stuff. And so the chat representative come on and she just asked me to verify the name on the account, and I did all that and just explained to her that this was supposed to have been delivered on Friday by 8 p.m. and at the time I was actually chatting with her, it was about 8:30, and of course she could see that it hadn't been delivered yet. And so, you know, she apologized and said that she'd refund my extra shipping charge, and then gave me a credit on my account for the next order. So can't complain too much. I mean, I'm a little disappointed that it didn't get here because, like I said, she's not feeling well, and so she was kind of, you know, I told her about it on Thursday morning. I'm like, hey, I ordered you a little pick me up for the weekend, and so she was really, you know, grateful and everything for that. But then, of course, she asked me last night. She says, "Has the package arrived yet?" I'm like, "No, not yet." All right, we'll get our compost in here, and this will give us some. The way the compost facility here works is or the way the BGA works is you can dump compost or dump your silage from your bunkers into the digester there, and then the byproduct of that is digestate, which, let's see, we've got almost 160,000 liters of digestate. So it comes out here, and we can pick this up with one of the Cote trailers, and then we can bring it over here if we want to and get it going over here. And basically this creates liquid fertilizer and creates fuel as well, and also I believe it creates solid manure. And so different things that you can do with the stuff here on the field. So of course the liquid digestate, we can just go ahead and put that down with our slurry injectors. What series was it? Series of what? The DVD? I know folks are popping in and popping out, so good morning to everyone. If I haven't welcomed you to the stream, this is just I had a little bit of time this morning. I've completed the videos that I wanted to record for my series that I'm doing. I did a video on All Folds as well as on Pine Cove Farm, and I just decided to jump on the multiplayer server and see what was going on, what needed to be done. What am I doing? That's not what I want. And so if you're watching my Pine Cove Farm series, which I just started last week, don't worry, this is a completely different game save. This is on the multiplayer server and not on that map. Almost got everything planted though on the Let's Play for Pine Cove Farm. My wife, DC, if you watch my videos, I know I've talked about this before. My wife is from Belgium. She lived about half of her life though in the UK, and so she enjoys quite a few of the British drama series, you know, murder mysteries, kind of like, you know, Miss Marple, that kind of stuff. And so there's a series that we have watched. She's probably watched everything once or twice, or maybe even more, but she has been wanting the DVD collection for this, and it's a show called Rosemary and Thyme. And if you're familiar with any of the British actresses and such, one of the actresses played on The Good Life, and the other one, I can't remember what she was on. Well, she was on, she was on Call the Midwife. She was one of the nuns, if you watch that on PBS. So anyway, that's what it was, and like I said, she was interested in watching that, and oh, maybe it'll come today, maybe it won't. I'm not going to hold my breath that it'll come today, but we'll see. Alright, so that's all that'll go there. We'll take this back to the main farm. Dump it in the main farm silo. Yeah, it's the gist of the show is that these two women, one of them is named Rosemary, and the other one's last name is Time. They are they're like they run like a gardening business where people will hire them to redesign their gardens, and so but they also end up solving usually a crime or a murder of some sort, as those type of people do. I mean, like, Murder, She Wrote, for example. Angela Lansbury was I believe a writer, if I remember that series correctly, and so she always end up solving a murder mystery of some kind. But so it's good clean, it's good clean family entertainment. Much of those types of shows are, my wife, she calls them cozy murders, because they don't usually show the the blood and the gore and all that kind of stuff. You're not going to see somebody get their head chopped off or anything. And the acting is generally pretty good, and a little bit of lag on the multiplayer server this morning, but that's kind of to be expected. Yeah, Matlock, yeah, for those of us that are old enough to remember things like Matlock, and even like Perry Mason and some of those shows where there's leaves more to your imagination to kind of figure out what's going on versus they spelling it out all out there on the screen for you. Okay, so we need to probably go empty our combine if we can get spun around. Yeah, my wife speaks French, but I do not, so my apologies, I'm not sure what you are saying there. And as far as I know, my wife is still asleep, so I'm not gonna go wake her up and have her translate that, because then the work on my honeydew list will start even quicker than I want it to, because she'll be like, okay, this is what he says, now go do that thing for me. But nonetheless, thanks for watching. But if you would, hey Vic the Gamer, how's it going? If you would translate that for me, if it's a question or if it's a comment or something, I'd be happy to see it. But if you could just translate that for me, I would. That'd be great. And for all those that have joined the stream a bit late, this is the multiplayer server, official multiplayer server of the Three Dudes Gaming Network. We call it the Dude Ranch. And yep, I'm the only one on it, but I'm doing multiple things this morning, multitasking, just kind of getting some stuff done that needs to be done, like tending to the animals, getting the compost plant going again, all that good kind of stuff that needs to be done. I accelerated time this morning just to get us out of get us out of the nighttime. I'm waiting for you to make a little book. Live, done, come in 30 minutes. Okay. You're waiting for me to make a little book. Well, I don't know what kind of little book you're expecting me to make. Yeah, Google Translate is not the best in the world. Hope everyone is having a wonderful Saturday. For those of you, if you're not subscribers, please click that subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. I'm doing current Let's Play series on Lawfolds and Pinecove Farm. This is a different game save. This is on the multiplayer server. But both Lawfolds and Pinecove Farm are using the Seasons mod, which is currently still a work in progress and beta, all that good stuff. But the Seasons mod is really what those of us that are really serious about farm sim have been waiting for. It really changes the game and changes it for the better. It's really a remarkable mod, and it's really progressed quite well over the months, and I'm excited to see everything else that they will do to that mod, which will obviously enhance our gameplay in Farm Sim 17. And then I've also started some courseplay tutorials. I realized that just about everybody does courseplay tutorials, but I wanted to do them a little bit different, and so I have started doing some courseplay tutorials, and also you'll find on my YouTube channel my mod reviews in 5 minutes or less, where I just really concentrate on the things that you need to know and show you the details about a various mod and try to do that in 5 minutes or so. So click that sub button, subscribe button if you don't mind. That way you'll get prompted when I release videos and all that good stuff. And also look down in my featured channels list, and you'll find a lot of other good quality YouTube guys as well. Alright, so let's see. We've cleaned up after the animals. As far as I know, the animals are all topped up on everything. I thought I saw, yeah, we got some stuff spilled here and there. We need to get that cleaned up. Let's see, let's move this trailer out of the way because it was in my way earlier when I was trying to hook up to the combine header. And of course, if you're interested in the multiplayer server, then obviously go out and check out the 3 Dudes Gaming Network. The link is down below, and once you join that, then we'll get you access to the multiplayer server. There we go. So I'm not sure if they just bought this or what, but we'll... Did I get a chance to look at the drive? Yes, I did, DC. I certainly did, and looks really cool. As a matter of fact, I will probably do just a review, mod review of that in my 5-minute or less style, just pointing folks where they can go and download the modded Lua file, and then how to put that into their existing ground control mod. And But yeah, I was actually, of course, I don't have it on the multiplayer server. We just have the regular version, I believe. If we have that, I'm not even sure that the regular version is on here. But anyway, I was noticing it on Lawfolds, and I had a tipper, tractor and tipper, the 31,000 liter capacity, the Joskin, and was really noticing the tires, dig into the soil as I was driving off the fields. It's just a shame that it doesn't, obviously, that it doesn't leave the tire marks and everything. But that's a completely different. That's all in the game itself. That's all in the giant stuff for that. But that's one thing I'm hoping that Cattle and Crops brings to the game is that element, that aspect of it. But yeah, thanks so much for bringing that to my attention. I probably would not have seen that just because, I try to check ModHoster every few days, but quite honestly, unless it's something specific that I'm looking for, like I've been on the lookout for, like some John Deere equipment and stuff like that. Obviously, I kind of go off and I search for that stuff, but unless I just happen to see it on the ModHoster front page, then I may not see it, or unless I see somebody talking about it, or see somebody featuring it in one of their episodes. Yeah, I think that if deep ruts and that kind of stuff, I think that would just add a lot more immersion. Obviously, you'd have to fix that. One of those one of the early farm sim games that came out, or I should say agricultural based simulation games that came out before Farm Sim 17, like was it Farm Expert or something like that? I think they tried doing that. They tried putting in the whole element around having to clean up your ruts and stuff like that, but that game had so many problems. I was actually going to buy it, and this was even before I started doing my Let's Plays and stuff. I was going to buy the game because I thought it kind of looked cool, and then I decided, well, I'm going to go and see what some of the other guys are experiencing with their gameplay on some channels and stuff, and just about everyone that I would watch, they were just having so many problems, and and of course it was obviously they did some patches and stuff to it, but quite honestly, it's been out for several months now, and even still everybody is saying that it's pretty much rubbish. And so I think I will just keep my money in my pocket for now. And obviously I'm an early supporter for Cattle and Crops, and so when that comes out, of course it's going to be delayed a couple of weeks now, but not a big deal. I'm okay with that. I'd rather see Cattle and Crops release it when it's ready than try to rush it out the door and there be problems and all of that good stuff. So yeah, looking forward to that. I think Cattle and Crops will obviously, there may be some, it is early access preview obviously, but I think that while there may be some some things, some opportunities with it and everything, I still think it'll be night and day different over Farm Expert. And I think in time, and I really hate to say this, but I think that if Cattle and Crops becomes everything that we hope that it can become, Giants is going to have to really, they're going to have to really watch themselves, because Cattle and Crops could pull away a good portion of their customer fan base, because a lot of the modders who have traditionally modded for Farm Sim, Giants Farm Sim, are on board to mod for Cattle and Crops. So we may actually have more of those kind of, like the GPS mod. That guy is working with Cattle and Crops, and I believe some of the Courseplay folks are maybe as well. So some of that functionality we may see that stuff be more part of the game instead of it being a mod that's got to be added to the game, which would be just cool. Yeah, waiting a couple of weeks is not a big deal. I mean, I myself was looking forward to, because obviously as a early preview, having early preview access, I'm looking forward to not only playing it, to seeing what it's like and what the differences are between Cattle and Crops and Farm Sim, but I was also looking forward to bringing it to all you that that haven't participated in the fundraising, and let you see what it's all about. But it'll come when it comes, just like other stuff, mods and whatnot that we've been waiting for. I mean, I cannot wait for the big Corona, the big round baler, the non-stop one that we had in Farm Sim 15. I would just love to have that in 17, and it's being worked on. It's B&M Modding is actually the modders behind it, and it's being worked on, and it'll be available when it's available. Cool, thanks, John Dawson. Yeah, I thought I had heard that. So, and of course, my guess is that some of this stuff can be switched on and switched off. I mean, if people don't want to use some of the built-in features, but what I'm really excited about is the fact that you can sort of, instruct your AI to, go and plow field number 5 as an example. And instead of in Farm Sim 17, we have to drive the tractor and the plow to the field and get them set up, and basically start the tractor up and put it in the field, and activate the AI and hope for the best. With Cattle and Crops, some of the early preview stuff that we've seen and have obviously fallen in love with even before the game's been made available. You can just kind of set that up, and you say, okay, we want AI to go out and plow field number 5, and they just go do it, and it's done. Big Johnny D, yeah, you were on Icelandic Farmer's live stream yesterday when we were talking about the Corona, the big baler. I mean, I like the, don't get me wrong, I enjoy driving the equipment, combine, plowing, seeding, driving the tipper like I'm doing here, that kind of stuff, but I also like the management side of it as well. I think that's interesting, and when they can come together, then it's just, I think it's going to make for a very interesting game. Hey, thanks DC for the subscription. I appreciate that. Yep, exactly, JD. Exactly. Of course, I'm sure there'll be a little bit of a learning curve, just, I mean, in principle, everything should more or less work the same. What I'm talking about as far as learning curve, obviously, is going to be in your, keyboard, keyboard commands, Q to hook something up, I to empty, R to fill, who knows what those kind of options will be like. And I'm sure initially for the first, 5 minutes for some, and maybe 5 or 50 hours for me, I'll be constantly hitting the Q key trying to connect and implement when, maybe that's going to be something else, some other option. But, it just, we're all smart people, so we'll figure it out. The one thing I hope is when and I'm not, I sort of expect it in the early preview, and I hope it's in the early preview, but definitely when the full-blown game comes out in the fall or whenever that is, and of course we're talking about cattle and crops if you've just joined, I hope that from the moment that the game is installed and I fire it up for the first time, I hope controller support just completely blows me out of my chair. It is just too difficult, and it shouldn't be this way. FarmSim 17, even FarmSim 15. FarmSim 15 should have had better controller support because FarmSim 15 came out well after, for example, ETS2. And ETS2 and ATS both have excellent controller support embedded in the game. But with FarmSim 15, it was an act of Congress to try to get your controllers set up. I've got the G27, the wheel, the pedals, the shifter. I've got a Logitech joystick, and it's not easy. It can be done. I did a video on it for FarmSim 15 over probably a year ago on how to do it, but I'm just hoping that from the minute that the game is installed and I launch Cattle and Crops the first time, I will just be completely blown away and so happy if when it opens up it recognizes my G27, it recognizes all the features of it, and life will be so good because that's what it should be about. But these guys, these developers and stuff, have got to do a better job of putting better controller support in for some of these popular controllers like the Logitech wheels, the Logitech joysticks, etc. Still be hitting Q when CNC 2 comes out. Yeah, you and me both probably. Well, there were minor differences between FarmSim 15 and FarmSim 17. Isn't the I to empty, that's completely different. It was something, was it Y in FarmSim 15 to empty or something? Anyway, I know that there was a change, and it took me a couple of weeks to figure it out, and I was constantly going to the F1 menu to look and see what the correct key option was. And of course, it sort of helped that with me, I had wrapped up my series that I was doing, the Let's Play on FarmSim 15. I had wrapped it up just right at the time that FarmSim 17 came out. And so honestly, I think I've only started Farm Sim 15 one time since 17 came out in October. So I haven't had to, yeah, that's right, it was the same. Q was the same to empty and to attach stuff. Yeah, so that way, yeah, I remember if you were not on the, if you were not just over the trigger and you were going to empty your tipper, and if the tipper wasn't over the trigger, it would disconnect. So obviously that had to be changed with Tip Anywhere, the Tip Anywhere feature. They had to use a different key combination. Yeah, Big JD says he has roughly the same setup and binding keys, and FS15 was more trouble than my wife. Yep. That was a funny story you shared yesterday in PCSG about the whole phone situation. I hope you're out of the doghouse for that by now. I think my wife would have probably fallen for that as well. I could have probably played that exact same scenario out with her, and she would have probably been gullible like that, and then gotten mad at me when I said, well, I am talking on the phone. How do you think I'm talking to you? Oh, I have no doubt. I have no doubt that it's not true, or that it was true. No doubt. Especially since she's a little bit under the weather. I mean, she's really not feeling well, and so it's a little more easier to do things like that. RDA TV, if you're still on the stream, thanks for the subscription. I appreciate that. And just to repeat myself again, I'm on the multiplayer server for the Three Dudes Gaming Network. If you haven't heard of the Three Dudes Gaming Network, you can find the link down below in the comment section under the video. And this is our official multiplayer server, which happens to be very slow at the moment, just myself on, but usually on the weekends there's a couple of people on at different times of the day and evenings and such. And so if you're interested in coming out, checking out that network, also check out PCSG as well. For those of you that are not members, PCSG is a remarkable group of simulation enthusiasts, very mature, also very laid back. You're not going to have any sort of egos and stuff that sort of tends to run amok in some of the other forums that I won't necessarily mention by name, but you can probably figure out what I'm talking about. We've been together for 20 years, so she's kind of getting used to me now. Yeah, my wife and I will actually celebrate our 10th wedding anniversary in July, but we've actually been together and have known each other coming up on, and I better get this right, 16 years. So we met in the spring of 2001. So we're coming up on our 16th year of knowing each other, and we kind of started dating soon after that, and got married in 2007. And so our 10 years coming up, we got booked reservations. We got married on 1st of July, and so we were talking about what we wanted to do for our anniversary, and of course it being the number 10, the decade, we figured it was something that we would want to sort of celebrate maybe a little more than we normally do. And so actually last year we were visiting her family in Belgium for our anniversary, but this year we decided to book a cabin up in Eustace Park at Rocky Mountain National Park. We did that for my 50th birthday last fall, and had a really good time. Of course, it was right at the heat of the elk rut, so all the bull elks and everything are very protective over there, little harems of girl elks, and they're all trying to mate and everything. Well, we'll be up. We managed to get the same cabin that we were in for my 50th birthday the weekend of July 1st, so obviously that was quite an accomplishment to be able to do that, considering that it's you know, obviously a big 4th of July holiday here in the US. So looking forward to getting away. I think we're going to spend 4 or 5 days up there actually, and it's most going to be about just rest and relaxation. You know, probably take some books and sit outside and enjoy the cooler mountain air, because in Denver in July it's already, you know, could be already in the mid 90s, low 90s or whatever. But get away from the heat, get some good clean air, and do some hiking and stuff like that as well. Yeah, Big JD, congratulations on 15 years. Back to the binding of keys and controller setup. You know, I also from time to time enjoy flight sim, and so I've got some hardware, external hardware from a company called GoFlight, and they make like an autopilot module that is sort of mimics the Boeing 737, and then there's some other. I've got throttle. And I've got obviously the CH Products yoke and rudder pedals. And the funny thing about how poor the controller support is for farm sim is, if I try to configure my controllers and I have those other controllers plugged into my system, it goes crazy. It just I cannot set up my Logitech G27 and my joystick, so I have to unplug everything else and then plug that stuff in. Hi Skylar, welcome to the channel. Yeah, this is Pine Cove Farm. This is Stevie's. This is designed by Stevie, and it's sort of a it is based off of Goldcrest. But he has changed it up quite significant from Goldcrest, from the original Goldcrest map. So for example, like all of your main farm and everything was kind of where between 8 and 3, fields 8 and 3 was kind of where the main farm was in Goldcrest Valley, and obviously he's moved everything to where you see it now. The fields are a little bit larger, and he's put in the compost plant. He's put in he's customized the BGA. If you'll give me just a moment, I'll show you the stuff that he's done at the BGA. And so I'm also doing a Let's Play on this map on my channel. This happens to be the multiplayer server, and so I just wanted to throw up a live stream and chat with some of you folks. But this is the multiplayer version of the map. But on my Let's Play, I'm using the Seasons mod, and so we're doing things a lot different, obviously, with the Seasons mod. We're starting in spring and doing all of our planting and everything, and we've probably got about 50% of our planting done. Episode 4 will be on Tuesday, so we're really just getting started with that series. And we're full. So if you like, Skylar, if you like big maps and big equipment, multiples of equipment, etc., this is a map you should probably check out. Pine Cove Farm. Nice big square field, so if you're a PC guy and if you use Courseplay, it works great. Or if you're console, because of the square fields and because there's so much room around the fields, your built-in AI works fine with this map. You don't have any problems with combines running into trees or anything like that. It's pretty cool. Okay, DC, no problem. Yeah, I know the feeling. I've actually got to make a run to Home Depot, I think later as well, and get some stuff. I've been actually doing crown molding. So you're doing baseboards. I'm doing crown molding, and I don't think I'm going to be hanging any this weekend, but I need to go and grab some things. So Skylar, I'll take you down and show you the BGA right quick. Let's see. You say, yay, thanks. So how did you properly set up the Seasons mod? Well, I suppose I found out about the Seasons mod, and I did a mod review of the Seasons mod. You can find it on my channel. I found it and installed it and everything, and did a mod review on it, and I explained how to get it and how to install it and everything, and then the mod developers contacted me and said, well, you know, it's okay that you do Let's Plays on it, but we would rather you not explain where to get it and where to install it and how to configure it and everything, because we're trying to limit who has access to it, etc. And so I had to remove that portion of the instruction from doing that, and now they've kind of tightly controlled the group that's doing Let's Play videos on Seasons. And so but it's, you know, it's making good progress. I don't know when it will be available for everyone to use, but I will tell you it's making really good progress. And if you watch my series, especially with Lawfolds, we're getting into the last final days of the fall harvest. Winter is coming soon, and hopefully snow, so you can catch those episodes. But here's the BGA for you, and obviously it's quite different from your standard run-of-the-mill BGA. You've got your silage, or you can also dump compost there. And then if you then you've got the byproduct of digestate, which will come out of here, and then you can empty the digestate into here, and it will create biofuel and also create fertilizer and solid manure as well. So a lot of different stuff with this map. Also, you've got some greenhouses on this map. You've got the compost facility on this map. So it's there's a lot to do. You got sawmills on this map. So I mean, if you're into pretty much everything that you can do with Farm Sim 17, then this map is going to be one that I think that you'll probably enjoy quite a bit, especially if you like big fields and big equipment. If you look at my Let's Play series that I'm doing on Pine Cove Farm, I'm using a lot of mods, so a lot of big John Deere seeders. I got the big DB90, which is a huge row crop seeder for planting corn. I'm using that. All my mods are on my mod spreadsheet. You can find my mod spreadsheet by going to GrizzlyBearSims.com, and I've got all my mods listed where you can get those. So if you haven't yet, Skylar, click that subscribe button and take advantage of my channels, my mod reviews and such. I would appreciate that. Obviously the animals have, on this map, you've got all three pig, sheep, and cows. You've got the mixing plant for the cows and for the pigs, and you've got a silage silo, which actually is a real thing. It does exist in real life. I did some research on this because I wasn't aware of that myself. So they really do exist, but you dump your grass and everything, and it puts it into a silo and makes silage out of that. How did you set up your game so that you default to the inside when you get into a vehicle? Well, that is done. So I will hop out and I will hop in, and obviously I'm inside the truck. That is because I've got track IR, and by default, whenever you have that enabled, when you have the head tracking enabled in FarmSim 17, it puts you into the vehicle versus outside of the vehicle. So it looks like our combine is stuck in some weird animation. I'm pretty sure it's empty. Yep. But yeah, if I'm running track IR, so I can, because I don't do a lot of first person in FarmSim, because most people like third person in FarmSim, because if you're doing first person in FarmSim, this is all you guys get to see. And but yeah, I've got track IR, so if I move my head and look to my left, the camera looks to the left, and if I look to the right, it looks to the right. Obviously, track IR is much more useful in, say, for example, ATS and ETS2, where you spend 95% of the time in first person, whereas in this game, again, because doing Let's Plays and everything, even though the immersion factor is definitely more realistic in cab, you guys can't see anything, or at least your view is limited, so I do try to spend more time in third person than I do first person. Would you buy track IR for someone with a broken neck? My wife did. Well, I guess once your neck heals, track IR will make for a great gift, a great present. Let's see. I'll just pull this guy up over here. I'm gonna wind the channel, or wind the stream down here. I need to go get on that honeydew list. I'll bring the combine back. And we'll let somebody else pick up this straw. Yeah, I finally found some decent working John Deere combines. I was looking for the John Deere harvesters for Pineco Farm, because I kind of wanted to use, kind of make that a wrong button. I kind of wanted to make that a bit of a John Deere map, and the problem was that the harvesters that I originally found in John Deere, they were kind of buggy. One of them had a whole bunch of cameras, which I could see where that would be helpful, but the problem is I'm quite used to just having the two cameras, outside and inside, and so having a piece of equipment that had 6 cameras and then everything else having just the 2, I just thought that's gonna be too confusing for me, especially cycling through them, because you've got to, I guess you got to cycle through all 6 of them to get back to like this camera view, for example. So I went in and edited the mod and took those extra cameras out, and so now the John Deere stuff works just like this. So I've got external camera and internal camera, and They work really well. I think it's the same ones, John, that Icelandic Pharmer uses on his maps. I think it's is it the 680, the S680, something like that? I think that's the model. Oh, well, there's the other tractor and tipper right there. All right, well, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. It's so much fun when you got folks to hang out with on chat, and you can kind of play farm sim and hang out and have fun. So Skylar, definitely check out my other series, especially Pinecove Farm, and you'll see how I'm playing that map with the Seasons mod. And hello, Sambo's Stop Mose. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you coming by. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And check out my mod list if you're looking for mods and stuff that I use in my series. And come back again next time I go live. Take care now. Bye-bye.